what do you want to get out of the call?
Recording is on.
Oh, there we go. Recording is on.
Okay.
And then what do you want to get out of this call? And then you will pass it to the next person on the list of participants, right? We're quite a few, so we're going to do that very quick. I'm going to start myself. I'm going to start with the first question, which is how am I in this chaos? And I'm pretty good. It hasn't changed much for me. I work from home anyway, so my alcohol consumption has increased dramatically, but my liver seems to be holding fine. And after that, what I want to get out of this call is hearing you speak and hearing what you want to get out of DAppNode. And I'm going to pass it to the next person on the list, which is Lion. DAppLion.
Hey, Lion. How you doing?
You're not on mute, but you're not. We're not hearing anything. Okay, the next person is Xavi.
Hi there. I just installed my DAppNode today. Well, yesterday night, and just playing with it. That's it. I'm a newbie in that regard. So,
Nice.
And Corona has been pretty terrible, but it's okay.
Hold on there. Thank you. Next person is Luis Alberto.
Hello to everybody. With coronavirus, is everything okay? And about DAppNode, I'm really excited, and I'm even upgrading my machine just to be able to run more things, because I really like all the concept and want to support as much products or package as I can.
Great.
Paul, are you there? Oh, you're muted.
Paul.
Oh, sorry.
Muted.
Next person is Jordi.
Jordi, you're muted also.
It's the day of the mutes.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay. Let's go to Ego. Am I pronouncing this right, Ego? Cool. So Hego's on the chat. Feel free to introduce yourself on the chat. I'm going to read it out loud for the rest of the people. No worries.
Okay, great.
Yeah, maybe most people just want to join as a spectator or something. So that's fine.
I think it's easy if someone want to introduce himself, that just jump and tell us, and we can continue.
All right,
let's more dynamic.
Let's finish the round at least. Let's finish the round. So let's go for Liggy.
Hey, I'm Liggy. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Hello.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, quite excited about DAppNode, working quite well. Currently working on a wallet integration for that, so that you can just set that basically you want DAppNode as a provider instead of a centralized one for more privacy and stuff. So quite excited about it. Yep, that's it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask something. Are you working, or do you know some package that could work for watching an Ethereum address or something?
No, I was asking that once because that would be also nice. Yeah, that you basically get an accumulation, like, yeah. But perhaps you can finish the round first, and that would be a discussion item I would like, because it's should be quite easy, right? An indexer, basically. We need an indexer for ERC20 and for 721s. But let's do the round first and perhaps do that afterwards.
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
All right, Victor.
Hi, I'm Victor. I'm in DC. Coronavirus is, same for everybody. It's getting boring, but I'm safe, so that's good. I am excited about DAppNode. I'm a beginner user. I've just got a machine here. It's up and running, and I'm validating on the Topaz network. I'm very excited to see sort of what tools and other things are coming out related to ETH2 staking.
Awesome, thank you. How about Zid?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Or
yes, we hear you.
Yes, perfectly.
Yeah. So I'm the Ed. I'm working on. I'm beginner with the DAppNode. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, and I like the project because I think it's there is not so much. Teams or projects working on decentralizing the hardware, so I think it's cool what you're doing, guys.
Thank you so much. Let's go for Albert.
Thank you, Paul. My name is Alberto. I work at Pocket Network and write a infrastructure newsletter called DApp. Coronavirus, self-quarantining. I work at home. I get to hang out with my cats. Here's one of them. So it's not too bad. Just staying safe. I guess the thing I miss the most is rock climbing. Haven't gone in like a couple months. So that's the main thing I miss. And then I'm also here to just be a supportive community member of DAppNode, and I'm just also curious, like what this big announcement's going to be, and also like the blockchain use cases for the DNP. I didn't know you could do a Jitsi meet DNP, so I'm also curious what other things can be turned into a DAppNode package, like Ghost. Thank you.
Have you here? How about Alex Viñas?
Hello, everything is well from the coronavirus. Luckily, I work in a consultancy, sometimes in blockchain projects, and we can work remotely. So luckily, everything's fine. I mean, I guess I'm tired of being in Madrid and isolated in this house, but whatever. But everyone is healthy. And I'm here because I'm a big fan of DAppNode, big supporter, and I'm actually along with Jordi. Later, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Pambala staking community for DAppNode.
Nice, looking forward to that. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Michael. I'm located in Germany, and yeah, I'm a happy DAppNode user for several months now, I think, and yeah, I'm just here because I'm curious what is coming up. And yeah, recently I started working for the Bright ID project, and maybe in future I will build a DAppNode package for our project.
That's great.
That would be awesome. And just so you know, probably the thing that I use the most DAppNode so far has been IPFS deploy. So thanks, man.
Nice, thank you.
How about Jesus Perez?
Hello, I am from Madrid. I think I had to know more about all the technology, all about the DAppNode, and I am the founder of Crypto Plaza, a business space in Madrid, and we would like to have a DAppNode in our space.
I was in Greta Plata not that long ago. It's an amazing space, man. We're very lucky to have that space. Wish we had something like that here. Edu, you're on the list.
Okay. Well, hi guys, I'm Edu. Well, most of you know me because I started the project 2 years ago, more or less. And yeah, the lockdown is hard, but I have the feeling that I'm working more in a lockdown. So from that point of view, it's better for me. But I want to start to make new things, and that is why we want to have this community goal to understand better what the community wants and try to move forward and make some announcements. And it's very exciting that a lot of people want to join us, and it's incredible. Thank you guys for being here.
It's a bit shameful that 2 years later, this is the first community call. Huh? Let's not get into that. How about Wimel? Wimel is here. Yes. No, he's gone. How about video then?
Okay, hello guys. I'm Video or Abel. I'm from Barcelona and I've been working in DAppNode for a year now. No, more than a year. And it's really nice to be in this project. And yeah, it looks like the project is getting traction right now. We have this, I would call like big community call for us. And so I'm pretty pleased to see you guys. So let's go forward and make these big announcements also.
Awesome. Okay. Good. So let's get. Okay. Heigo. Heigo says, I just missed the presentation round due to reboot of my PC. I'm not a developer, just an end user. I began mining ETH, and since 6 months, I work with nano PCs. Ooh, that's very interesting. Had some problems, and since then, looking for a secure staking solution. Read a lot about Avado, not willing to buy a new machine, so looking for a software solution. So I came up to DAppNode. Now experimenting to create a cheap solution. My idea, using older Mac Minis. Not a bad idea, probably doable. All right, so let's get straight to it. Announcements. Okay, so you know we are focusing. We're a community project. We have a non-profit association in. But we also started selling hardware for the people that wanted to. Get the little pre-installed machines. If I'm stumbling a little bit, please forgive me. It's 12:30 here in Asia right now, so I'm a bit sleepy. So we started this, but we don't actually have many revenue sources. We're a community project. We're very sort of like strapped, and we just got a European Commission grant called Ledger, which is of 150,000 euros, 150,000 euros, with the possibility of a 50,000 extension in the last phase. And we have done that. We got this because we will build a to keep building DAppNode basically, and in things that in making it more useful for everyone to be able to deploy their projects on DAppNode. So we're very, very excited about this. It gives us air to breathe. It gives us something to pay salaries, which is fucking great, and we're very excited about this. All right, next announcement. As you know, today the testnet for Ethereum 2.0 multi-client testnet Witty has been born, and we are like today. Like the announcement was supposed to be that we already had the node already, but not yet. But it's gonna be so close. So the announcement is that it's gonna be tomorrow. Sorry about this. And finally, last but not least, one of the things that is already working with proof of stake, it's a chain that's working on mainnet in proof of stake, and you can run a validator already, is the Trust Lines network. So the Trust Lines network is a project coming from Brainbot, I think, and the Trust Lines Foundation. And what they do is people-powered money. So it's they do blockchain-based trust money, and they work on a sort of a fork of Ethereum, and it's proof of stake, but you need to be whitelisted to be able to validate. Now, so the first round for validators was open about 6-7 months ago. Not really sure, but the new round of asking for validators has on. Let me send you the announcement here in the chat. I'll put it also in the Riot's chat. So, but here it is. If you want to be a validator in the Trust Lines network chain, please apply to that, and you will have the validator. It is already on DAppNode, so you'll basically, it is very, very simple to run it as well. And that's an actual mainnet proof of stake. The value of Trust Lines, I have no idea. I'd have to look it up. But if you want to start staking in mainnet, that's a good way to go. Okay, done with the announcements. I think I'm not sure if it would be useful. I was a little bit nervous for this first call. Not sure if it would be useful to go through how to start a Telegram bot for your validator. I'm not sure how to do a voting about this. Personally, I think that we could skip it, and I can make a YouTube video and post it there to help people. Because we have quite a bit of people. I'm sure there's going to be great discussion, so I don't want to be talking too much. Unless you guys go like, oh man, I'd love you to do a walkthrough right now, and in this case, I'll do it. So if you want me, I'll do it right now. You have 5 seconds to say, yes, please do it. Hey, go, please feel free on the chat. Okay, so I'm going to be paying attention to the chat to see if you're writing something in particular. Oh, that was your yes, do it. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm going to try to do it very, very quick. There is, I mean, it wasn't the agenda, so it would feel like cheating not to do it right now. So I'm going to share the screen very, very quick and show how to do that. If I can. Yeah, I don't mind if you guys talk and interrupt me, so please feel free to jump in.
So you are going to set up alerts for the DMS?
That is correct.
Oh, nice.
Are you guys seeing my screen?
I want to see that, actually.
Okay, cool. It's actually very, very easy. So, by the way, here's the trust line validator that's running. So in order to set up the validator, the alerts on Telegram for if something happens to our validator, we would receive an alert on Telegram. We need to start from the DMS, and we need to add Telegram. So the alerts are already created. The package, the alerts are right here, and those are the type of alerts. But there's no way right now for these alerts to actually go to you and receive these messages. So we need to create a notification channel. So we're just going to add this notification channel, which is going to be of type Telegram. There we go. And now we need to create a Telegram bot. How we're going to do that? Well, luckily, there is a very, very simple tool called, I think it's called BotFather. So you just search for BotFather.
Sorry.
I can see the. I don't see the screen sharing. I don't know if you're sharing or not.
I was it on.
You don't?
Yeah, no.
No.
I see Paul stuck in the image.
Yeah.
Oh,
me too.
Frozen.
Okay, that's not very good. Sorry about this.
What browser are you using, Paul?
I'm using Brave.
Yeah, I think you should use Chrome for screen sharing.
How about now? Can you see my screen?
No.
I see you freeze.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll use Chrome. Sorry about this.
Decentralization.
Paul? I think Paul is switching the browser.
Yeah, I think so.
Hello there. Yes, exactly. I was switching browser. I'm back. And on Chrome, let's see if I can share. Can you see now my screen?
Yes.
Are you seeing Telegram or you're seeing Grafana?
We see Grafana.
Okay, fantastic. So good. So let's start from the beginning. So on your validator dashboard, if you click here on the left, you will open the Grafana dashboard. Yeah. So as I was saying, and apparently you couldn't hear, the alert actually already set up in your Grafana dashboard, but they have no way to communicate that to the community. That will let you know without you having to look at it. So we need to create a notification channel, and for that we go to this little bell here, notification channels, add channel, and we're going to create a channel of type Telegram. We need to create a bot for Telegram. That's actually quite easy. So there is this BotFather that we can go to. And so we start, and we can tell him to create a new bot. No coding needed, nothing for non-technical people like me. So we need to choose a name for the bot, and I'm going to say DAppNode monitor landscape. It's a very long name. DAppNode monitor landscape bot. Brilliant. Okay, the bot is created. Fantastic. So let me copy this token, which we will need. Which we will need to put back into Grafana, the bot API token. Here we go. And now we need to put the chat ID. A chat ID is simply the ID of the channel that me and my bot are going to have in order to share these to share these communications. So basically, what I need to do now is I need to create a new. Need to create a new group, a new actually I need to create a new channel. How do I create a new channel, guys?
I think you need to create a new group and invite your bot.
A new group will do, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think so. And you need to add your bot.
So, DAppNode monitoring Lansky, was it? Oh my god, I totally forgot the name. DAppNode monitor landscape bot. Oh my goodness, yeah, okay. So group. And it is here. Brilliant. One member, create group, monitor. The name, and this is important. We have to create a group because that's going to give us this channel ID. Then, for it to detect, we need to send a message. Do not. So these instructions are not mine. So I'll share these instructions as well, so you can share it. So say something on this chat so it is active, and then we need to figure out the channel ID. And the way we're going to do that is by going to with the API token that we got here, copying it, and going to api.telegram.org/bot API token that we have, and get updates. And it should tell us, well, nothing at all yet. So let's keep pinging here. Hi, like it's a bot. It's not going to get upset at me. But at some point, this will give me a channel ID. When I tried it before, it worked way faster.
Well, since you are using Telegram web, you can get the channel ID from the URL that you have.
Is it just this?
Without the G and with a minus, I think. I am not sure. I just took it in memory. I think so.
Let's give it a try. Okay, so without the G and the number, fantastic. That would be very helpful. So let's send a test. Oh, name is going to be my TG monitor. Oh, voila. Got it.
That's cool.
Okay, so thanks for this. That was way easier than I was doing.
Yeah.
So we got the alerts, and now basically, if we want to do any custom, the dashboard has the alerts already configured. So if we wanted to, don't worry, these steps are going to be number one recording this and my just failure at trying to get the channel IDs recorded as well. And there's written instructions that I'm going to share as well after this. So these alerts are configurable, so you can just go to edit.
Well, one thing I think you missed to set up Telegram as a default.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Sorry.
You're totally right. As I said, give me a break. It's like almost 1 a.m. here. No,
Yeah, trying to help only. You can discard. Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's not even here. Did I even save it? Maybe I didn't even save
Maybe
it.
not.
Okay, that's what happens. But okay, let's mark it as default. And but I really don't need to do anything else than that we haven't done. Except as Edu says, it's important to set it up as default, and then it will use that as the default one. So here, remember to put the token right here. Send tests to try that it's on. Yep, it's right here. Send me another test. And now don't do like me and actually save it.
Yeah, that's important.
And now we have a monitor with the program and these alerts that we have here. If one of them meets the condition to ping an alert, it will alert on my my Telegram. So voila, not too bad.
Cool. Can I add something to this?
Yeah.
So we are using Telegram because it's a centralized service, but it would be nice, just giving an idea, to have a Gotify server in DAppNode. So you have a server which is giving you the push updates and on your phone. It's not iOS compatible; it's only Android. But it would be nice to have something that it's not reliable on Telegram. But this is just an example of what you can do with notifications. I will give you a link.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
That's it. So that was +1 reaching Telegram. Yep. Cool. So let's go to the next step. Any questions about this? As I said, let me actually fetch the link right now and post it here of the instructions on how to do it, so I don't forget. Any questions about this? No problem. Good. So let's go to the next step, which is the Panvala staking community. Alex and Jordi, the floor is yours.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Jordi wants to take the lead or not, so I'll ask and let him answer if he wants.
So gentle, Alex. The thing is,
if you want, like if you.
No, just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a lot of technical problems. It's like the screen goes on and off, so you might experience some technical problems here. The thing is, we just got the Pambala tokens assigned. The thing is, we had a call with the Pambala team. Nayan, is that right?
Nayan, yeah.
And then basically he introduced to the Pambala project that, as some of you know, they were participating in the last grants from Gitcoin. So basically what they are trying to do is to subsidize everything that is, let's say, public goods. And Alex and myself thought that it was such a great idea and it made total sense to subsidize public infrastructure, right? It's like when we were in the early 2000s, we somehow had to subsidize the infrastructure for telecommunications, and then we had this explosion. And right now it's pretty much the same. It's just that it's not physical infrastructure, right? It's about building this and expanding these networks. So we have a couple of ideas that we would like to put in place, maybe in a next call, a community call, which basically is to gather these Pambala tokens that DAppNode has collected from the last Gitcoin grants and put them to use to build a Pambala community centered on infrastructure. And our idea is for the vision of DAppNode. No, since DAppNode, it has this vision of, let's say, having public infrastructure and easy shortcut to everyone. So everything is done off-chain, like the decision making. And I think for this early stage, it might be right to do that. Do not complicate things on smart contracts and all these technical things. And let's say if we can all agree, let's say on Google spreadsheets, right, about the things that to fund and so on and so forth, we can go through that. So if later on we might need further development, I have like some ideas already building the slides for our next community call. And if Alex would like to add anything that he has been doing.
Yeah, so the idea is that Pambala works as philanthropist. So what we want to do is Pambala allows communities to create staking pools that work in their own self-interest in a way. So in the last round of the Gitcoin grants, what Pambala did was directly match double the donation of whoever donated tokens with the Pambala token. So in here, the idea is that we're gonna stake some tokens, and the more tokens that we have staked to our community, then the bigger, the more portion of the budget of the Pambala grants that we're gonna get. And then through the community, once we got that allocation of the budget, we can decide on where to spend such money. And the idea, of course, is that the more Pambala tokens that are at stake on the community, the more tokens you're going to get as a grant, so the more projects that you can subsidize as a philanthropist. But there's no pure speculation around the token. It's just as a way of, as Pambala would like to say, is stick to the word like philanthropy. It's just doing for the greater good. You know, I'm going to subsidize the funding of projects that are helping other people, you know, enter the Ethereum ecosystem, and especially as Jordi said, keep around the values of DAppNodes, which is, you know, like we came here for the decentralization, not using Pura. And that's pretty much.
Okay, so as far as I understand, Pambala has a system that every X months they give a round of funding to fund projects, and they give it with their own token, which is the PAN token. Yeah.
Yeah. To fund staking pools. The way it's gonna work is that Pambala is gonna create tokens to subsidize, to give them for the staking pools. So basically, the minting of the new tokens is gonna be distributed according to the percentage of value that the staking pools have locked in them. And then once the staking pools receive the subsidy, they can decide what projects do they actually fund that are related to their pool. Like in this case, it would be infrastructure.
So instead of deciding themselves to whom the tokens should go, which I think is what they did in the previous calls, they already experimented, as you said, with letting the Gitcoin grants decide, and then they would match with the people that were giving in PAN tokens in the Gitcoin match. But now they're experimenting, as it seems, with people that already have Pambala. They can put it in a staking pool, and then they will donate. This staking pool acts sort of like a delegate. Instead of Pambala deciding where the tokens will go, you can create a staking pool, and then you will receive, if your staking pool is bigger, you'll receive more Pambala tokens for you to distribute, right?
Yes, exactly. Basically, now the decision is on the users of the staking pool instead of.
So this is Big Pambala Daddy, and these are the staking pools, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then once they get the subsidy from the Big Daddy, from the Big Pambala Dad, once they get the money, the people inside that little pool they decide where to put the money. But it needs to be related to your community staking pool. In a way, if we say we're going to be infrastructure, it needs to be projects related to infrastructure. We can't use it to, let's fund this, I don't know, DeFi project. I don't know. Like they more or less need to be relating within the aims or goals that you're establishing in your staking pool.
Cool. So that's absolutely brilliant, and we've been lucky enough to actually have some Pambala tokens that thanks to people like Jordi actually, and many more that donated in PAN token to the Gitcoin grant. We got a few PAN tokens, so I think that something really cool that could come out of here is if we, I don't know, through Discord, or as Jordi was saying, maybe in the next community call, we create and we decide what projects do we fund. Maybe we would like to fund, like let's say, I don't know, a mid GC server in Pambala, the development of something in DAppNode, development of something like that. I don't know, but the idea would be to put this governance that, as Jordi was saying, is off chain, and I think every staking pool can decide which sort of governance they can put, right, over how do they decide to give donations. So that would be very cool to create some sort of like community or something. Did you see proposals in the forum already? Excellent. So we can actually like start deciding this. That would be super awesome.
Yeah. And
Any,
the cool thing
like,
again is the off-chain aspect. No need to get complicated.
Yeah, we can do it in Discord, we can do it in these calls, we can do it like, all right, doesn't really matter. Okay, that's awesome. I think so. What would be really cool to start seeing if we want to do that, and I think I'm having people in this call that would be super happy to participate in that. Would be to create maybe a thread in discourse in the forum and explaining that, and people could join in. Is that a good idea? I'm not sure.
Why not? We just need the address with the tokens to be counted in.
Yeah, but then the governance would like, we can decide it on Discord, or like we can decide, we can govern the governance in our forum.
Paul, just one thing. Maybe it's good to tell people why we started a forum, discourse, and what we expect from that. Maybe this is a good place to do it, to make that introduction to our new forum.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we didn't. I mean, I don't want to overshadow the Panbala discussion, but I think Alberto is saying that that's a good idea. That's one person that would like to participate on that. So awesome. Yeah,
I can talk about the discourse forum if you want.
Yeah, let's move on then to the discourse.
Okay, so one issue that we had in DAppNode is we're trying to give support to users as much as we can, but sometimes it's hard for us to cover all the issues and all the users that are popping out all these days. So what we want to do is to give some kind of not synchronous support to users, and also to have a database of issues that users have. And that's why we started this forum or discourse instance. So what we want to do is users that actually buy a node, they can get direct support from us. But if you have some question about some new package or something that can be solved in a forum with no rush, you can just put your question in the forum, and we will ask right away in some hours or few days. But we don't want to have a lot of the same questions in the chat. So that's why we want to have a forum. So we have this kind of asynchronous way of supporting users. But if you just want to ask something in the chat, that's completely fine. So okay, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, well, related to this,
so the support is a big part of.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Edu.
No, I think we are going to say the same. So go ahead, you, Paul. You're making this happen.
No, maybe not. I don't know. Like the support part is a big part of it, but I think it's also like the place to talk about something like this. Like, okay, what do we do with the hand tokens that we got? We create a staking pool. We donate these two projects, the infrastructure projects, and how do we decide? Like us, I don't know. Like I didn't donate in Panbala tokens to DAppNode and donate in Panbala tokens to other projects, but not to DAppNode. So maybe other people should decide where, if DAppNode wants to create a staking pool, maybe other people of the community, of the DAppNode community, should decide where this goes. And I think that Discourse is a place to start this discussion. And this, I mean, I have a lot of hope put in Discourse, and it's already working quite fine. So, so yeah.
Would like to say a couple of things, if possible, on these two topics.
Yeah.
Good. The thing is, for the forum, I think it's such a brilliant idea. Abel, I think he covered up pretty much everything. It makes total sense to have like a repository of database or whatever you want to call it, where we put all our incidents and problems. I'm pretty sure all of you have. I have some nodes on Evernote, right? So I put there my incidents and my solutions. And since I built a couple of nodes, so I find myself quite recurrent going there. So I think totally useful. And also what Abel has said is like it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to fix all the problems in such a synchronous ways for all the users. And right now, let's say we have, I don't know how many users, but maybe in the 2-3 digits, maximum 3 digits, right? And if we want this infrastructure to scale up, we really need definitely something different to act as a help desk than rather the employees of DAppNode, let's say, or some community members. So I think totally aligned with the vision. What's that?
That's agreement in assembly language.
Okay.
Like in order to not to interrupt people, you do like that, and you express agreement without having to interrupt and saying anything out loud.
Lovely.
Sorry.
The second thing was also about the Panbala thing, which I think is also related to, or I'm trying to connect it that with the incidents and which projects to actually to develop, right? And if we are going to fund infrastructure, I think I still need to figure out how, but I'm thinking on the idea of a market. When it talks to a market is the place that it gives life to everything. There's way much more than speculation on a market. By market, I mean a place where I can or anyone can put proposals, and the community can vote which proposals to go through with some skin in the game, right? It's like if I'm showing that project interests me because I think I can use it, right? I can put some stake on that. Okay, so this is the idea. What this comes is with, in the end, what we are doing here, or what we have, is something really valuable. What DAppNode has built is truly amazing, because you created a user base layer automatically. You have a market, and you need to already extract value from that market. By market, I mean you have the developers, because they use it because it's super useful. It's a shortcut. It brings time efficiency, everything. But there are also plenty of users like, let's say, myself, let's say like Alex and others, that they would like to have some projects built on top of DAppNode. So these users would like to express that value. And then if the community finds that this is worth to build it, okay, let's build it and let's all benefit from that. So for that, I have a couple of ideas. But basically, it could be around this kind of market of proposals, okay? And for that, we can also link it to the help desk. By that, it means that, for example, we can have some users that help other users to fix things. Imagine is not Abel the right person to go and fix everyone's issues. But if we have people like myself that can give a hand on asynchronous ways, like Telegram chat or Riot chat one-to-one, I might be more rewarded for that. Okay, it could be like, I don't know, Panbala tokens, whatever. There are plenty of ways. But the thing is, we offload that workload from the DAppNode team, right? And then the DAppNode team focus on its vision. So that basically was the idea to wrap up. I would like to present that on next conference call or community call. So we can have more an idea and visual, and let's see if we can apply changes or modifications that we all agree on that.
Yeah, I think
Absolute agreement.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting idea, and I think we as a team discussed this idea when we had the last team meeting in Barcelona back then, but we didn't have like a community back then, so it didn't have any sense. But I think that right now, I think we could actually have something like that. So yeah, it's an interesting idea.
I think it would be great to either discuss it, like make us have some set time, maybe in the next call, or maybe asynchronously on the discourse, and that's something, a topic that should generate quite a bit of discussion, at least from my side. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I just want to add that's really amazing. I love the idea. And the thing that I would like to add is that these last months, we are starting to feel that we are having a community behind us, and that's very important to make the product grow and scale. That is the point. And the health of the community and the health that people are in this call is very important for us, because otherwise we are not going to be able to maintain all the stuff. It's a lot of work. And it's amazing that all of you want to help us to build this, and it's incredible. And we are very happy internally about this, and I think our face is the best way to see that.
Okay, brilliant. So wrapping up on that topic, is there anyone else that has something to say about this?
Well, just to add one more thing, and the last one.
Maintain that until the next. Yeah.
So, well, Edu already reflected that.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So since I did not the presentation, so I'm over speaking right now. But already Edu covered that. But the thing is, you guys don't realize how much work you have offload from plenty of users like myself. It's like everything you do is you might not realize, but it is totally spectacular. I don't know how big is your team, but I would assume it's less than 10, right? And with less than 10 people, you create kind of, I would say, near perfection. And I say near perfection because, you know, sometimes IPFS doesn't work perfectly or whatever. But whenever you see the entire dashboard, the menus, the level of empathy on having the package right immediately, I think that delivers a huge amount of value that it has to be monetized. And that value it has been leveraged from your technical work that is remarkable, and also by the trust that you earn in this community. So I really would like to say, not thank you to myself, but thank you to the Ethereum on behalf of the Ethereum community, because you cover something that is really a gap. And I think there's a lot of way more room, since Edu pointed out, and Abel the same, that in order to scale, right, we need to figure out on how to do that, because there's a product here, you have users and you have builders already. So it's really remarkable.
Thank you, John.
It means a lot, Jordi. Thank you, really, thank you very much. It's we're actually 4, so it's we're all this call. It's like me, Edu, Abel, and DAppNode. So, but I think one of the things that you said is very like I think it's fun. I think we're an open source project, and our software is free. Anybody can download it. We don't even make that much money from selling the hardware. And that's a bit like the spirit of things. Like we're here and we exist to facilitate the creation of a decentralized infrastructure layer for a new internet, for a new world. And like the idea is what came first, but it's not scalable if it's only the 4 of us. And here you nailed it. And I think that's what you nailed as well, is if we might not want to be the next Google. So it's what will help us scale the community, and there needs to be a way to reward, and there needs to be a way to redirect the value, as you were saying. So and we have not figured this out yet. So we it, and this is the first step. So thanks, Jordan.
Good. That's so good. As just like a kind of a small teaser, I would like to talk maybe just a lot, but just as a small teaser, I would think and taking this opportunity to know what you think about that. But and it could be great to hear it now. What do you think about having kind of a premium version? Right? It's like, imagine you keep the public infrastructure is public, is free to download for everyone. But whatever any extra infrastructure that we implement, we ask, there are different business models, but we basically, a simple one is, let's say you pay whatever money for 1 year, okay? And that gives, let's say, the premium access to those new feature tools. Feature tools, I'm talking like, for example, right now, the bot that you're building. It's simple, right? But it gives me value immediately because it allows my validator not to running behind. But what about, we have this DMS in Grafana, which take a lot of time, and Edu is building right now and spending a lot of work that on that project, right? So what if we could just have, let's say, these premium people, for like myself, I'm willing to pay, I would be happy to pay for more. I would be paying for what is now, but I would pay even more for premium, right? And then we can have the free version that is basically delayed like 6 months or 1 year. It's like we keep the promise, right? But in the end, we just need to generate revenue because you have to pay employees and you have to develop infrastructure. If we can destroy FANG, okay, that's even better. But let's first build infrastructure.
So what I'm going to do, there's a lot of material here, and we could be talking about many things. And I think I know you do as well, and I have spent some time thinking about this. And just so because I don't want the call to extend super long,
Right.
and I want Francois to be able to have his time. Let's put that as like one of the main things for the next community call, and also continue it on Discourse, and we can just have this repository of business ideas on Discourse. That would be awesome.
Sounds good, Paul.
Awesome. Okay, so Francois.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you, man?
Yes, I copy you.
Okay. Yes, I wanted to discuss with you about the Jitsi package. I wanted to try to create a Jitsi package, but for the short term, I think I will create only one containers with all Jitsi services. But as we have exchanged in the forum, there is issue to have multiple services today. So I think I will first create one big containers and try it, and then in the future discuss with you if we can create a better solution for this kind of package. And
So for context, Francois mentioned in the forum that having a Jitsi meet would require a few services running and different containers running, and that's actually quite hard to do in DAppNode right now. So yeah, Abel wanted to say something about this, just for context.
Yeah, I can add a couple of things. First of all, it's nice that we could have a GHC package for DAppNode, but it would require quite a lot of bandwidth. I think the video bridge package is the one that requires the most, because when you have to scale to lots of participants, it's not peer-to-peer. It has to go through this video bridge instance. So this is the one that will require a lot of bandwidth, and maybe some of the domestic connections could handle that. But it's a nice addition to have anyway. So if we want to go through this path, it needs not only the video bridge, but also the GHC package and others. And this would require the Docker Compose to have a multi-instance and multi-IP and etc. So I don't know how hard this would be to integrate in this, because at some point we are kind of building a Docker managing framework on top of DAppNode, and I don't know. Until some point, it would be too hard to manage many services. I don't know if this would be feasible. What do you think, DAppLion, if you are there?
Yes, can you listen to me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I had serious problems on the start of the call. I'm going to present myself really quick. Just DAppLion, super stoked for this call and the project. So answering to Vidu's question, we have that on the research panel to study. As Vidu says, we right now has a limitation of only one container per package, which makes things much more manageable. If we want to scale that to having multiple containers, things can get complicated, and we will have to see if the overhead is worth it, or if we can structure this package in a more modular way. But definitely something we will research and evaluate what's the best way forward.
I want to add something to this. Several people are asking about the same, to be able to have a Docker Compose with several services. Originally, we think that the way to do this is just to create several packets, one package per service. Since we are creating a network internally in DAppNode, you can create the same effort that Docker Compose with several servers. Maybe the only problem is the volumes part, since the Docker Compose with several servers usually share volumes. Yeah, one of the things is, since DAppNode is running a lot of services at the same time, so one of the things is that if you don't keep this Docker in a small number, you can go a big number of Docker at the same time running, and that can add overhead to the system. I don't know, but related to Jitsi, I really like the idea. Even I try to make it happen. I make some tests to put in the same Docker image all the stuff, to have only one container. I didn't finish, but another thing that is important, and we are going to work on that, is the point that we are going to need certificate to be able to have a HTTPS connection. And our intention is to create a kind of core package for doing that. And maybe Video want to explain better about the Let's Encrypt thing that we get it from them, and the thing that is going to allow us to create this kind of service. Do you want to talk about that, Video?
Yes, I can add something to that. We did a pull request to a public list of Let's Encrypt domains, let's say. So we got accepted. So right now we can generate HTTPS or SSL certificates at will, let's say. So we can expose services in a secure way to the outside. And this will enable us to, add many services, the capability to serve RPC or any endpoint that you want in a secure way. and these certificates will be generated on time, just with few clicks with your package. So
yeah, this opened a huge door for us on a new kind of providing
something
services.
that anybody can leverage while creating a package.
Can you repeat, Paul?
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you
repeat?
Yeah, sorry. Is the Let's Encrypt SSL certificate generation, is that something that anybody creating a package can leverage?
Yes, anyone creating a package and adding an endpoint can create this SSL endpoint, let's say. We have to think how to protect this so it can be abused, but for now, it's not a big worry, let's say.
I'm not trying to give ideas to anybody, but how could this be abused by creating a malicious, a fake my crypto package, for example, that would go through SSL and then people would put their private keys?
I think it's a small worry. I don't think anyone will abuse this service, but let's say that you can have your own SSL certificate for your own services, for your own package or your own DAppNode, because it will be attached to your dynamic DNS domain, let's say. So for now, I think we're covered.
Thanks.
So does this mean I could access my IPFS files via SSL at some time?
Yeah, any service that it's running in your DAppNode, actually. And you can, for example, run some, let's say, Nextcloud instance in your DAppNode, and it will have your own domain with your own SSL certificate and your own HTTP serving this service. That's what we want to enable.
Cool.
Exactly. Even we can start to think about the possibility of give you access to your DAppNode without a VPN, just typical encrypted connection to your node. But we need to explore that later. I mean, we have our backlog is quite long, and we need to make priorities and several things. For example, the ERM, that video is also working on that, and we have a lot of things to do. But this is a real option, and we want to explore it because we believe that is going to be important for the users.
So, okay, Paul, do we have?
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Francois, is there anything? Well, I think you already are pretty much set up. You already decided you were going to do the package search, so that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's know how.
So, Edu, you will create a package for GC. You are currently trying to create this, or?
I tried 2 weeks ago, but I need to stop it because I need a lot of things to pending. But I can give it a try again, or I can share the repo with you, and if you want continue or try it.
Yeah, you can share the repo, and also Ziad in this call we are together and we try to set up this so we can help you on this package if you need.
Yeah, totally agree that this package is needed for some people, especially in this lockdown. A lot of people want to have its own private video conference service. I think it makes more sense even now. And it would be great if someone can take some time to make it happen. And it's very, very needed. So for me, it's amazing. And another thing that I would like to, mention is maybe we are also exploring WireGuard not too much yet, but we are thinking about that. I tell you because I saw some pull requests from you into our repo, and WireWire right now is in the table, and we are maybe exploring. But right now we are making some internal changes, and so now that's our priority, and later we can think about other stuff.
Yeah, I can add something to that.
Yeah.
1 year ago, we had to change our VPN because our VPN connectivity, because it was only good supported in macOS. So we moved into OpenVPN because it was supported in all the platforms. But right now, I think that WireGuard is supported in all the platforms we can think of. And we are actually thinking of adding a package so you can have both OpenVPN, which is the supported one, and also WireGuard one. And it will generate certificates for your device right away, like from a UI. And the good thing of WireGuard, it's really lightweight. It's added in the Linux kernel already, and you can have elliptic curve cryptography to serve your VPN, and also I think it would fit right away in DAppNode. So yeah, we're looking forward to adding this.
Zid, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just had one question because with Francois, when we were working on the Jitsi package, actually Jitsi provides a script to generate random passwords for your services. So they make sure you don't use those the default passwords or weak passwords. I am asking, is it? I don't know how you manage that. Is it possible to have for example, a pre-processing phase or stage when you start your container or your package, or when you deploy it, or I don't know when it's better to do it, but I was just wondering if you thought about that or.
Yeah, well, when I play with that, I take the easy path, and it's at an entry point in which, if you don't previously generate the password, you generate at the start of the package, and later you start all the services.
Sorry. How do you do that? Is it a DAppNode thing, or you?
No. It's just a Docker and a script, a bash script. I mean, it's like, I don't remember exactly, but I think it's just a script that when you start it, first you check if the password have already generated, and if that happened, then you start the supervisor of all the services. So it's like
yeah. So you added another pre-container or pre-service to start it. Is it that?
No, just one. I mean, when you start this big container, it's like a startup script that check everything, and after everything is fine, it started all the services.
Yeah, I see. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. I don't know if it's a good idea to have something standard for all packages. For example, if you have a pre-processing, DAppNode provides you a way to trigger it, and then it on a condition it starts your services, or it failed, or it does whatever. I don't know if it's a good idea, but yeah, I just
yeah, maybe you can think about that. I mean, till now we don't need this kind of thing, but I start to see some project that maybe can need that, like run a command before started or something like that. And yeah, we can explore that for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you can open an issue or a discourse, I think we can talk about that, because it seems interesting for me and makes sense.
I think
that
it's interesting to add the possibility to monetize the services you are running in your DAppNode. For example, I don't know if you know NIM, which is a mixnet or an anonymizing network, and I think it would be interesting to monetize this. For example, if you run a NIM mix node, you can get some kind of reward let's say. So you are not running a service in your home network 24/7 for a week just because you want to contribute to the network, which is fine, but also get some kind of reward.
I don't know if we answered your question, but feel free to
Thank
ask
you. It answers my
forum
question. Yeah.
or happy to help you. But yeah, I get your point, I think.
Yeah, actually, I had one more. Sorry if I'm talking too much. I was wondering if you thought about how to manage open ports or your DAppNode, for example. I'm talking about something like Nginx. You don't have to open all your ports of your services, or it's kind of an Nginx for DAppNode, for example. Or I don't know.
Exactly. That is the thing that we are going to need for the Let's Encrypt thing. Nginx that allow you to expose packages to the outside with a certificate. And now you can do it. You can directly expose everything that you want. It's just a matter of add a port to the config of your package. Or I mean, you as a developer or you as a user can open a port every time that you want. And yeah, I think that Nginx and the Let's Encrypt can help to do that. And then, as I said, it's open as a new door, and I think could quite interesting door for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Also, our main pain point, I would say, in this is that there are so many different routers and network configurations, and there is not one size fits all. There are many people that say, oh, my ports are not open, or I cannot reach my DAppNode. I don't know why. And it's like, okay, it's really hard to know why this port is not open to the outside when you are dealing with domestic connections, let's say. And we also have this issue with IPv4 running out of addresses. And many providers, internet providers, let's say, they are doing like double NAT. So you are not able to expose your ports anymore. You are not able to run your own home server, let's say. And we are dealing with this more and more. And yeah, it's our main pain thing, let's say, right now.
Yeah, related to that is what is another thing why we want to have a forum. We want to try to create a kind of database of people. So if you configure your router, please put into our forum so people that have the same try to follow your steps, and that help a lot, because it's going to be very, very hard to help all the people doing these kind of things. And yeah, obviously there are some things in the implementation that we need to improve for sure. It's a little undone from us, and it's a shame, but we don't have too much time. So if someone want to help us to build that, it will be really great, or improve it. So feel free to add any comment or just pull request to improve our documentation, because we realize that not all the functionality that we are that we have right now are really known for other people, and yeah, that's a little pity.
Yeah, thank you.
So, in the case, for example, of the very frequent Ethereum 2.0, having a double NAT would impact the validation?
No. No, the problem that you have when you, I don't think so. Well, you are able to connect to other peers, but they are not able to connect to you. So maybe you can have some impact on your nodes. I don't know. Let's see. Because I mean, if I am a peer and I cannot able to connect you, I don't want to able to connect you. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, as Liggy says, Live peer-to-peer kind of solves this NAT punching issues, but you will be able to connect to peer-to-peer networks anyway. Maybe you are not contributing to them in the same way.
Exactly.
But I think you could serve or validate or in more or less the same way.
So the only problem would be that you wouldn't be able to access your DAppNode from outside of the network.
Yeah. There is
okay.
There is some trick with WireWire that maybe in the future we can explore, and WireWire allow you to create a relay server. So that means that if you want to connect to your DAppNode, if someone gives you this service of relay connection, you can connect to your DAppNode using this relay connection in an encrypted way, allowing you to connect to your DAppNode even if you are with all the ports closed. But more things to explore in the future.
Yes, this will be optional and in any case encrypted. So even if you don't trust our servers, it would be encrypted anyway.
Yeah, no, the idea is that anyone can give this service to anyone. So if you have a friend that has a DAppNode, he can give you this service. The idea.
Okay, so I don't wanna keep you out of this any longer. I think the only thing that that's if everybody's fine, we can wrap it up. And I'd like to throw one last question to everybody, and it's like, if there's something that you would like to put up for the next community call, and whether it should be, I think a good timing is bi-weekly. So do it in not next week, but the following one. Not to. We're not going to go from 0 to 100 just like that. Okay. No, I'm joking. But if there's any topics, I think a good measure of that would be how many topics pop up right now. If we have 10 topics that we need to speak in the next community call, well, hey, maybe yes, maybe we already set it up for next week. But let me wrap up on my side. I'll say that a couple of topics that came up were the Panbala staking pool, which require community involvement, and it would be really cool if people would like to stake their PAN tokens in there and have a say. And DAppNode is offering their PAN tokens. Our PAN tokens are there for the rest of the community to choose what they want to dedicate the donations from the big sugar Panbala daddy, as Roberto said. When we got these tokens allocated, DAppNode is happy to delegate the decision of where to the community. So that's something that's a topic that came up today, and will be, and maybe we can talk about it better in the next community call. Second topic is sustainability of the DAppNode project, and whether we can monetize certain things, whether we can create a premium subscription, whether we can create, I have some ideas on my own about this, like a token created registry, etc., etc. Topic for a discourse, and throw and brainstorm ideas there. What else? Anybody has any topics that they would like to treat?
I just want to
the
add
packages
something
that you would like to think
about. There was some kind of community in the Boeing, I don't know how to spell it, computing effort to help some universities to make efforts in the research of the COVID-19 vaccine. That was really, really nice to see. Like we were like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 people, all of them computing all day just to to do these simulations of proteins to help on the vaccine. That was really nice to mention, I would say.
Francois here was running a Boeing package, a folding at home package. My DAppNode was running both. I had to actually limit the CPU that was dedicating to at some point it's burning. But yeah, it was really cool. I agree.
And Wimel also.
I Wimel had like a big machine on it. What did you put in it, Wimel?
Yeah, maybe he cannot answer us, but it's a big machine, I know it.
Mine was not really big, and it was
cool.
It's really noisy. I mean, you would hear it right from here.
All right. For the next community call, put the topics in the community call thread in Discourse. Maybe I'll create another one for the second community call. If you want to talk about anything, I will follow up with some of the most interesting topics in Discourse to talk about in the next community call. But yeah, I mean, I am absolutely flabbergasted about having you all here and participating, and I literally have goosebumps right now on being so lucky to have you and participating. So yeah, thank you so much, and I don't want to take more of your time. But it's been brutal. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you all.
You guys, have a good day.
See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Great job.